Hey guys, how's it going? We're back for another Q&A. Of course, it's Monday, and I'm excited to get into this one because last week's videos were good, and this week's videos are going to be so good. I'm so excited. There's a sneak peek in this video. If you catch it, great. If you don't, you'll find out next week, and it's going to be so good. We have a couple days that are in the 80s, and we have some days that are raining, and it's going to be the weirdest weather. We've got days in the 60s up to the 80s, which is absolutely insane. And then I'm really excited because my mother is coming out. And so I think we're possibly going to, I'm just preparing you guys that we're possibly going to end up taking one day off. Not this week, but the following week, because my mom comes out, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. So we might just miss a day the following week. So just a heads up that either this week or next week, there might just be one less video. We're just going to play it by ear. Let's get into it. Last week's videos were the Q&A, would we ever go to the RHS Flower Show, puppy update, and then we did a huge antique show, amazing finds, which is when we went to Roseville, and then we did the garden updates, gravel and new planting, shocking dahlia progress, cleanup and tulips in bloom, and then we did transforming our mud pit, gravel compacting, and a special delivery. And there's been so much progress that has been made. I'm so excited. It really feels like it's all coming together. I've started to find dining tables that I want for outside. I'm dealing with an issue with the ones that I'm finding though. They're like $3,000 and they're telling me that they're like cast stone, so they're like fiberglass and stone. I'm like, I don't have much to go off of that. Is that good? Is that bad? Especially at that price point. So I'm just kind of waiting it out a little bit. I have plenty enough time to wait to find a dining table for outdoors, but yeah, just, I don't know, rambling at this point. Let's get into it. Last week's Q&A we had to do inside because it has been storming here, and now it is not storming and I am in a t-shirt, which is so funny. The weather here is absolutely insane. First question on that video is from Paula, and she had said, where did you get your new sofa? It's from Costco, and it is amazing. We're absolutely loving it. We've decided that we're going to start making all of our big purchases, any that we can, from Costco, just because of the return policy. We had originally bought like mattresses and we would buy them from other places and we would hate them, and you don't find out if you hate it or not till, you know, a couple months down the road, and then you're stuck with it. And so we've bought a new vacuum. I bought the Dyson Animal vacuum, the Animal 11. Oh my gosh, amazing. We bought it from Costco. We bought our new couch from Costco. We're loving Costco right now. I will put a link to the couch in the description down below though. The next question on that video is from Donna, and she had said, when do you plant your dahlia starts outside? I am going to be getting the dahlias that I pre-sprouted. I'm going to be getting them in the ground this week. I'm very, very excited, especially because we have a couple days in the 80s. I think we're pretty set now. If we have anything that's cold, I will run out with a frost cloth, and I will be keeping an eye on our forecast. I will be checking it every single evening just to see what temperature we're about to get to that night, and then I will go out and I will cover anything that is tender. The next question on that video is from Judy, and she had said, is Jalen going to prom this year? It's her last one, and it should be extra special. She is going to prom this year. I will have to be the one to take her prom dress shopping, and I think we will probably end up doing the corsages again. I don't know if you guys remember last year, but we had gone shopping for her dress, and then we came back and we made corsages for her and her prom date, and we did it on a YouTube live video, and so maybe we'll do that again. We haven't done a live video in a very, very long time, and those are always really fun to do. And the last question for that video is from Newt, and they had said, migraine, uh-oh. Did you change your diet by any chance? Feel better? I have not changed my diet. So I get killer migraines, and I get them all the time. I used to get them like 3, 4, 5 times a week. It was really bad. And now I'm to the point where I'm getting one maybe every couple weeks, every like 2, 3 weeks. I'm on a new medication. I'm on Quilipta, and it's been a total game changer. It's been a lifesaver for me. But I am getting migraines a little bit more frequently right now, and I know exactly what it is. It's stress. I'm very nervous still about leaving the job that I had for 10 years and doing this full time, because it's not guaranteed income every single month. And so it is very, very scary. Anything could change at any moment. And so there's a lot of things now that are going on behind the scenes, so that way I can set us up for success with this. And it is, I don't know, it's just, it's a stress migraine, and it's me letting my own brain just go, 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 and then I start grinding my teeth, and then I give myself a migraine. So I'm trying to find ways to unwind at nighttime. I'm still doing no Red Bull. I'm doing just some coffee in the mornings, and our diet is actually relatively healthy right now. We don't really eat out much. I think we ate out last night. Actually, we picked up a pizza, and other than that, we don't really eat out much at all. Everything is like home cooked meals. So it is a stress migraine. If you are dealing with migraines, I will say that Ubrelvy and Qulipta both are amazing migraine medications if you are suffering with migraines. The next video that we did was huge antique show with amazing finds and a bit of plant shopping, and it was so much fun. And I actually ran into quite a few of you guys. One of you guys, Bonnie, you actually have a booth down there, and Bonnie is actually the one who told me about it a couple years ago, and I had looked into it, and I went, and I had so much fun, and it's been so amazing. So now I go every single year, and it's amazing. Bonnie also has a booth at the Antique Trove. She's the one who I think has those quilted jackets that I saw. She does those. And then I ran into so many of you guys. It was so much fun. It was a really, really cool event. And if you were in the area, I definitely recommend going. It's so much fun. Even my old boss was there, and I didn't know that he was going. He texted me. He was like, hey, where are you at? I see that you're here. The first question on that video is from Stacy, and she had said, oh my, what day did you go? I went Saturday, would have loved to see you. We went on Friday. So we went the very first day, and we were one of the very first people in line, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, so we typically, if we go, we try to go first day, which is usually Fridays. The next question on that video is from Sydney, and she had said, hi Robbie, do you ever thrift? I feel like some of those baskets will be so much cheaper at places like Goodwill, etc. Love the video. I do thrift. The thrift stores here are just terrible though. They're really not great. Our Goodwill and our Salvation Army, it is just junk. There's never anything good, which is so frustrating because I see people online all the time posting, oh, look what I found at the Goodwill. And I'm like, not ours. It's a lot of junk at our local Goodwill and Salvation Army. So I do thrift, but antique shops, they tend to just have absolutely everything that I'm looking for, even though the prices are kind of high. The next question on that video is from Sheila, and she had said, wait a minute, Robbie. Did you just buy Creeping Jenny? Isn't your back corner full of it and you're pulling it all out? I did pull it all out. It is all gone, and I did buy more Creeping Jenny. Okay, so my thought on that was that area is full of privet seedlings, and if I go back there right now, I can actually show you guys. I'll pop a clip up. There are privet seedlings coming up absolutely everywhere, so I know that that Creeping Jenny was full of seedlings, and so I just didn't even want to deal with it. So I just was like, you know, I'll buy fresh. It's only a couple dollars, and that is my thought process. The next question on that video is from Jennifer, and she had said, hi Robbie and Brent, shopping. Question, do you try to go to the antique event with a kind of limit? I love the swan, carved broom, and bunnies. Brent has the most beautiful smile. I love that bird cage, the metal art, mostly black iron. That cabinet is so pretty. Plants, no kangaroo paw or lavender. Love your haul. Thanks for taking us along. Take care, Jen, Zone 9B, Texas Gulf Coast. I did not get the kangaroo paw or the lavender. I should have got the kangaroo paw. They were so pretty and they would do so well here. And then as far as a budget, I typically don't go in with a budget. I will say that I think that we're pretty blessed with being able to like rationalize what we want to purchase and what we don't want to purchase. We kind of knew going to this one that I would be looking for some type of cabinet, and so this one we were able to actually find it, and we felt like it was a pretty good price for what it was, and so we did buy that one. And I mean, there was a few other things that we bought. Like I bought a container for like $70, and that I do feel like I paid way too much for that, and the scoop for $30. I feel like I paid maybe a little too much for the scoop also, but I don't know. A budget, no. Do I have a ballpark of how much I like want to spend and that I'm comfortable spending? Ballpark-ish. I mean, my budget was not $1,000. But my budget was probably a bit higher, especially when we go to these big events, because I know it's everything all in one space and I'm buying all of the things that I can find. So I will say I was proud of myself for only leaving with 3 items. And the last question on that video is from VL Gregory, and they had said, Robbie, love your channel. Will you be going to Round Top this year? I wish I was going to Round Top this year. Unfortunately, every single time. Round Top is actually happening right now while I'm filming this video, and while you guys are seeing this video, it's happening. So if you are in the Texas area, go to Round Top, Texas. It's their spring show. Unfortunately, it's happening when things are happening in life that I just can't miss. Like, my mom will be out next week, and so I would have had to prepare a whole bunch of extra videos for me to go to Round Top, and then I would have had to prepare extra videos for when my mom comes out because I want to take some time off and be with her. And so a few videos you guys are going to see will be pre-recorded, and there just wouldn't be enough time to pre-record enough videos to go to Texas and have my mom come out. And then the other event is during our anniversary, and then so it's Round Top is 3 times a year, and the other one I believe is near my sister's wedding or something like I can't remember what it was, but all 3 times Round Top is happening, there is something happening, making it so it's just close enough to that event that I have going on that I can't go. So I'm so bummed. My goal is to make it a priority for next year. I really want to go next year. I want it to be a #1 priority for myself. It will be something that I will have to drive out though, because Round Top is not something that you fly out to and come back with a few small items. It's something that you are going and you see a million pieces and some really, really cool ones, and your budget needs to be quite large for Round Top. Prices are great, but you're coming home with usually a ton of stuff. Next video that we did was garden update, gravel, and new plantings, and we finished the road base, and then we got some plants in, and yeah, I showed you guys an update of things that were blooming, and you guys, I swear, everything is changing daily around here right now. I'm trying to get these things captured so I have footage and video to look back on, because I always do a terrible job. I do a good job of capturing a whole video like I'm doing with this, but I do a terrible job of capturing specific little spots in my garden, so I'm trying to be very good at this spring about that. And it's so nice right now out here. The first question on that video is from Trish, and she had said, your garden is looking so good, Robbie. Do you have any suggestions for a flowering vine that does well in both shade and sun? I have a spot in my yard that I thought would be more shade, but in the summer it gets blistering afternoon sun for a few hours. I'm in the East Bay area, zone 9B also. I would say honeysuckle would do really well for you. I have one that's coming and I'm really excited to get my hands on it. It's called the Kinsley Ghost Honeysuckle. Absolutely stunning honeysuckle. And that could handle some shade, and it can handle that hot afternoon sun. We have the Halls japonica honeysuckle, and that does amazing. In some areas it is invasive, so you should look that up if it's invasive in your area. Halls japonica honeysuckle, it does really well. It flowers, it smells delicious, and we have it so it's literally in the hottest afternoon sun, and it does totally fine. But we also have parts of it that are in like shade, and it does totally fine also. And then I would also say you could probably get away with wisteria down there if it's not going to grow like crazy. And you could also probably get away with jasmine. Jasmine would also be a really good one for you. The next question on that video is from Linda, and she had said, your garden is looking great, as well as the gravel. I don't understand why you can't cut down the telephone pole. If it's a dead pole, I don't see why there'd be a problem. So the wire that I showed you guys that's cut off with that telephone pole, it still goes to the main transformer. So we'd have to have them come in and they would have to disconnect the wire that's coming from the transformer to the dead telephone pole. So there's still a wire that goes there. It's just not connected. That's the only issue, is that it still has a live wire that runs to it. The next question on that video is from Happy Dog Walks, and they had said, do you use the dwarf willow branches this time of year in flower arrangements? Usually I do, and it's so stunning. The catkins on it are gorgeous. This year I haven't made any flower arrangements. I last year grew a whole bunch of tulips in the front yard, and I would use those in flower arrangements. I would pull a couple from them. I think I did like 400 up front. It was stunning, and I was able to pull 20, 30 at a time, and you couldn't even tell. And then I would come out and I'd grab willow branches, and I'd grab a couple evergreen pieces, and it was absolutely gorgeous. This year, I haven't even made a single flower arrangement, which is, I don't think this year. I mean, this spring, I definitely have not made a flower arrangement, which is kind of crazy, and I probably need to do it because I'm definitely craving having some like good flowers inside the house. The next question on that video is from Kowinky Dink, and they had said, over by the chokeberry, I saw a juniper, a thuya. Is yours in hot sun? Mine burns in the summer. I love those and have a spot in the back where it would be perfect, but it's extremely hot spot. I'm in Tulare County, Central California Valley, zone 10, I think. What do you think may survive in a really hot spot? That is actually lemon cypress, and that would probably do really, really well. Lemon cypress take to full hot sun, and they smell so good. So I would look up lemon cypress because they would do really great in your zone 10 in full sun. The next question on that video is from Marie, and she had said, "Hi Robbie, beautiful as always. Do you have a discount code with Edgeright?" I don't have a discount code with Edgeright. I do earn commission though if you do use the link. I have them linked in the description of every single video right now. And so if you are shopping with them and use my link, I do earn a commission. Thank you for helping me. But I don't have a discount code with them. The next question on that video is from Michelle, and she had said, question, the trees you have in containers, do you have to take them inside for the winter? I love the idea, but live in zone 7A and not sure if it's feasible for my area. Sorry, I'm just a beginner here. Do not be sorry. I personally don't have to take my containers in. We don't freeze here. And so if you're getting a light frost, so if you're hitting like 32 degrees, which you were hitting below that in zone 7A, you probably need to take your containers in, or you need to wrap them in burlap so they don't freeze. Or find a way to cover them. I personally would be a little bit terrified of having containers if I was in a cold zone. We haven't had a single container crack here. I'm in zone 9A, and so we really don't freeze here. We might hit 32 degrees, but we really rarely do. Zone 7A, you're either going to need to give them some type of protection by wrapping burlap around them, or you're going to probably need to bring them into a garage during the winter so they don't freeze. That is the only issue. And the last question on that video is from Judy, and she had said, are you considering pruning the chokeberry so it fills out a little bit more? I am going to cut it back. I just been nervous to cut it back. I don't know why. I really do need to cut that one back because she is very leggy. I thought about cutting it back last year and I didn't. Yes. When? I don't know. The next video that we did was shocking dahlia progress, cleanup, tulips in bloom, and planting Dusty Miller. And my dahlias, they're blooming, which is so crazy. I'm getting ready to plant them this week, which is going to be so exciting. I'm very, very stoked to get my dahlias in the ground. And then the cleanup happened, which made it so our side yard, it feels so much brighter, and it's just, things are happening around here. Spring is hitting, and it's hitting fast. First question on that video is from Nicole, and she had said, Robbie, do you prune your Dusty Miller? I have some, and sometimes when I prune it, it doesn't look great. I do prune it, and what I do is I go into the canopy a little bit, and I cut where a leaf is at, so you can't really see where I pruned it too much. You can definitely prune on it though, and especially during the winter time, if you cut on it, it's never gonna look amazing, but it will rebound into the summer and springtime. The next question on that video is from Deb, and she had said, have you considered a round dining table for that space? We measured it out, and it just won't work because we can have the round dining table and then the chairs that are closest to where the metal edging is, there wouldn't be enough room for people to walk behind those chairs. So we can't have a round dining table. That's originally what I did want, was a round dining table, but we've decided to go with something either square or a like oval shape. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. We know the exact measurements that we can have in there. It's just trying to find the right one now. The next question on that video is from Keely, and she had said, Robbie, you were one lucky guy. Great husband and awesome dogs. What will you do with those Edgeright planters? They don't seem like your style, but I'm sure you'll find a spot for them. They actually sent out those specific colors for a project for me that I'm very excited about. I'm in chats with some of our local businesses, and one of them is the local school. And I told them that I was like, I don't really like planters like that, but I wanted to show them off with you guys. And I did a giveaway over on Instagram, I think a month ago at this point. And they sent out those ones. I talked about those planters, and then they're gonna go down to my local school, the elementary school, and hopefully to one of our other stores that we have. And I've got plants for them to go into, and so the black one and the blue one are the school's colors, and so I've got some plants to match that, and I'm hoping to like get those down there. So eventually I will take those down there and I will get them all potted up for the school and for one of the other businesses in town. So I got those specific colors and those styles specifically for those two projects. That'll happen at some point. The next question on that video is from Amy, and she had said, question, I don't remember seeing a pine tree on your property. Where are the pine needles coming from? Love seeing your progress of your garden. It's looking great. Lots of people love Facebook Marketplace for finding the perfect items. Freya is a hoot. What a sweetheart. We do not have a pine tree. We have a borrowed pine tree that hangs over the backyard and over the house. And I hate pine trees. I grew up living in the pine trees, and so pine trees are one of my like least favorite trees, along with privets. Oh, I'm so glad. If you've been here for a minute, you know that we had a giant privet tree that we had taken out, and it was Judy McCarroll. She actually called it the I hate you tree, and it stuck. It was the I hate you tree, and I hated that tree. And now it's gone. My life is great, and we just have this pine tree, and yeah. It drops pine needles all the time, but it is what it is. Pine trees, privet trees, and pecan trees. Those are my 3 things that I absolutely despise. And we are surrounded by privet trees, and we have 1 pine tree. There's a few pine trees that are close by. The next question on that video was from Michael, and they had said, what happened to only planting in odd numbers? 4 forget-me-nots and 8 Dusty Miller? My eyes can't handle the even numbers. I hope that you get that I am totally just teasing you. Okay, you know what's funny is I didn't even think about it until your comment came in. Do not let Jalen know because she would fight me because she wanted odd numbers when we had gone plant shopping multiple times, and I was like, no, you can't. Even numbers only. Okay, the forget-me-nots, I will say, did bother me that it was only 4 of them. I had started more than that, and only 4 of them lived. So, yes, 4 of those. And then the Dusty Miller, I didn't even think about it. Didn't even cross my mind. I guess when you get to a certain number of plants, it doesn't matter. I think if you do like small numbers, maybe it doesn't matter. Like if you do like 2 of something, that looks weird. 3 of something looks better. 4, definitely a weird number. Should not have done 4. Should have done 5, but I just didn't have 5 plants. Don't tell Jalen. And the last video we did was transforming our mud pit, gravel compacting, and a special delivery. And the trees came, which was so exciting, some evergreen shrubs. And then we got the gravel compacted, which is so nice. It's made it so nice to walk on. You don't sink, nothing moves. It's just a very solid base. It's been amazing, and I'm so glad that we did rent that compactor. It was a total game changer. The first question on that video is from Sandy, and she had said, looks so good. Question. When are we going to hear about the big surprise from the flower show? Soon. Soon I can tell you guys if it is happening or if it is not happening. I will let you know if it's happening or not. Either way, you will find out what it is. But I have a couple meetings that I have to go through and some logistic things and figuring everything out. So hopefully in maybe a month or 2, I will know what's happening. Either way, I will tell you guys if it happens or it doesn't happen and what it is. I don't want to speak it into the universe and get my hopes up and get everyone's hopes up and then things not happen, because that's exactly what happens to me. I get overexcited and I share too much and then things don't happen. So I'm trying to like have some self-control. Aspirin. Self-control is not my forte. I bought him a Christmas present one year and I bought it for him like 2 weeks in advance. And I got home with the Christmas present. It was still in the bag. And I was like, do you want your Christmas present? He said, no. I said, I'm going to give you your Christmas present. And I made him open up his Christmas present. It was an iPad. And I made him open it up right then and there. And I was so excited. And then I was really sad because on Christmas Day, I didn't have anything that I could give him to open up. So my self-control is 0, and that's what happens for every single holiday, by the way. The next question on that video is from Sandy, and she had said, Robbie, do you know if all ginkgo trees have a foul smell at certain times of the year? I used to work downtown Chico over on 3rd Street, and there was a ginkgo tree that smelled like dog when it was dropping its fruit, when it dropped its fruit. That's funny because I also used to work downtown on 3rd Street, and it smelled so bad on 3rd Street. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Ginkgo trees, so the female varieties, they smell so bad when their fruit drops. It's rotting fruit, and it has a terrible smell, just like Bradford pears, worst smelling tree ever. So the female varieties of ginkgos, they smell bad. The male varieties, they do not smell at all. It's just the fruit that happens. So male varieties versus female varieties. You want to make sure you get a male variety ginkgo. The next question on that video is from Connie, and she had said, hi Robbie, I would like to order from Isley Nursery, but they are only wholesale. Any ideas how I can get my hands on some of their plants without having to go through my garden center? That is the only way. Go through your garden center. They ship all across the United States. They're shipping all over the US. And so you should be able to find them. Just let your local garden center know what you want from Isley, and they can add things to their order list. They don't always get it. I was talking to some of the Isley reps, and they were saying what happens is these companies, they will put in for all of the plants they want, and sometimes they don't get all of them because they only grow a certain number of them, and then those ones do sell out. So like I know the weeping white spruce, and I know there's like an Alaskan cedar, a weeping Alaskan cedar. Those have been ones that Isley sells out of those so incredibly fast. They just can't keep growing enough because it takes them so many years to grow them before they send them out. It's not like, you know, they started in the springtime and all of a sudden it's ready the next spring. They take years. So they have to be kind of ahead of the trends and figure out what people actually want years down the road. Like one of those shrubs that they sent me is 15 years old, which is crazy. So just put in with your local garden center what you want. I've done that with Magnolia in Chico. They've allowed me to be like, hey, I would really like this. And then they tried to order things for me. The next question on that video is from Kim, and she had said, you guys are rocking right along. When are you getting your order from Creekside? I'm getting excited. I want to tell you guys right now, I did cancel my order with Creekside. So what had happened was I had a local company, they had reached out and they're like, hey, if you ever want to order any Proven Winners plants, let us know. We will order them for you and we will give you a great deal on them. And I said, oh, absolutely. And so I actually canceled my order with Creekside and I ordered with this local company, and they should be here first week of April, I'm hoping. And yeah, so I'm getting basically all the exact same plants except minus one begonia, I think. And I'm very excited to get all of my plants and all of my Proven Winners annuals. But I am getting them locally because it did end up saving me a ton of money, which is so helpful right now. The next question on that video is from Lynn, and she had said, hi guys, what is the goal for the jelly beans? A clean edge showing off the metal edging, or have spiller plants hanging over, or a mix? So much work. Can't wait to see you place some chairs and a fire pit and relax. I'm so excited to relax. So the goal is kind of a mix of both. I definitely still want to be able to see the metal edging. I've got some people who've definitely commented about like being confused as to why the metal edging is so tall. I want it to kind of be a focal point, and I want it to look like raised beds, and I want that to be a statement in the garden, but I also do want to have some spiller plants hanging over it and kind of masking some areas, softening the edge a little bit, but also still be able to see it. So kind of a mix of some areas you'll be able to fully see it, some areas I do expect some things to trail over and spill over and just be absolutely stunning. So it's gonna be so good. And I've ordered a fire pit ring and a fire pit grate. So soon we're gonna get started on the fire pit, and that is going to be amazing because fire pit season is Brent and I's favorite, and we are missing it so bad right now. I'll also say, last year, I think it was, or maybe 2 years ago, I was gifted a propane fire pit and Mason was coming over. We were making s'mores on it, and we were making s'mores probably twice a week on the fire pit, and we gave it to them. We let them have it because he enjoyed making the s'mores on it, and I think they used it almost every night for like 2 months. And so we did give him our old propane fire pit, and I did like that thing a lot, but it totally made his day to have the fire pit. The next question on that video is from Judy, and she had said, is Martha Stewart sponsoring you for promoting her book? I would die and go to heaven if she was sponsoring me, if I even got to meet Martha Stewart. She is somebody who I have loved for many, many years, and my goal in life one day is to meet Martha Stewart. I will meet Martha Stewart and I will get to see her garden. That is my goal in life. I am putting that out into the universe because that is something I want to have happen so badly. She is not sponsoring me for sponsoring her book. I have loved it. I think I'm like 80 pages into it, and it's been great. The photos have been amazing. It's very much geared towards beginner gardeners, but I'm also only 80 pages into it. And the last question, which is not really a question, it's more of a comment, and it is from Sarah, and she had said, no, Wisteria 9A, Lower Alabama, and it spreads everywhere. Hopefully not in your area. And I will say that that is one thing that I knew that everyone would say about wisteria is don't plant it, it spreads, it takes over, and that is so not the case here. So that's funny that you're in zone 9 and I'm also in zone 9. And I think everyone in zone 9 can agree that zone 9 is so different, because I think Florida is zone 9 also, and California, most of it is zone 9. And they act like totally different zones, which is why I don't love the USDA growing zone thing, but that's a whole nother story. So with wisteria, it does not grow rampant here. I have seen it growing in 2 places here, and that is about it. I don't think I've ever seen it growing anywhere else. Where I've gone to Texas before, and when my mom, she lives in Texas, and I went out there and it's growing up telephone poles, it's climbing over fences, it's a total like noxious weed in people's gardens. My mom has it and she's like, I hate the thing, it just takes over. She's got it growing along one of her fence and it's just destroyed their fence. Where here, that's not really the case. I've actually killed 2 other wisterias before. They grow really, really slow here. They do not grow fast at all. And it takes them a very, very long time to grow large. So there was a place called the Plant Barn in Chico. They had one and it was massive. I don't even know how old the thing is. It must have been extremely old because the trunk on it was about this big. It was basically a tree. And it grew over and it made this beautiful canopy. They did end up taking it out, but I never saw it popping up in any of the side streets around, so I know that seeds weren't going absolutely everywhere. And then there's a lady who lives a couple blocks over. She has one covering a little patio area, and it's always in check. I never see it growing up any of the trees that she has. I never see it coming up in like the side ditches of the roads or anything like that. So it's not something that just takes over. So that is why I feel comfortable growing wisteria. If you do live in basically anywhere else in the US, wisteria is probably such a pain for you. I will say Zone 9A, California, we're pretty lucky here. We can definitely grow wisteria. Well, I can't say we can grow wisteria because I've killed 2 of them, but we can grow it without it taking over. Ish, I think. We'll see what happens. So I'm excited to get it into my garden. And that, my friends, is all that I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed today's Q&A. If you enjoyed it, drop a comment down below. Thank you guys for visiting our garden, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.